Okay, in the next set of videos, I want to sort of work on going between graphs of functions and graphs of derivatives. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start off giving you a graph of a function, then we're going to show the graph of the derivative, and then I think I'm going to give you the graph of a derivative and find the graph of a function from that. And then we'll do that again with some real world. We'll talk about inflation and sort of analyze that. Okay, and maybe we'll throw in something about the second derivative as well in there. So first thing, what I want to do is I want to create just a function. So some function, and I'm just kind of making it up. So we're going to just start here, and we're just going to kind of go like that. So there's my function that I'm going to start with, and it doesn't really represent anything. I just wanted it to be sort of a curvy line. Okay, and so then what we're going to do is down here, we're going to graph f prime of x. And so we're going to make the axes the same. And I'll just freehand it here. Okay, so then we have to say, well, probably my maximum slope is over here is around 2. So let's say that this is 2. This is 1. This is 0. This is -1. This is -2. Okay, so let's start where we know some things. Let's take this line right there and drop that down. And that is a place where my function has a slope of 0. Here's another place where my function has a slope of 0. Right next to it, right about there, that's where my function has a slope of 0. And then finally, right about there, that's where my function has another slope of 0. So the places where my function has a slope of 0 is at the top of this hump, bottom of this little small depression, top of this really small hill, and then down in the bottom of this depression here. Okay, and so then we sort of go and we say, well, from this region to this region is going up, so my slope is going to be positive. Here to here, slope is going to be negative. Here it's going to be very slightly positive. Here it's going to be negative. Here it's going to be positive. So let's fill in some numbers. If I look right here, I would say that in this region here, my slope is going sort of over 1, up 1.3. So I'm going to say sort of right on average there, my slope there is about 1.3. And then if I kind of look here, it goes over 1. And if I'm going to go call that 0.2, it goes like over 1 and up 0.6. So where did I just figure that was? Right there. So somewhere right in here, it's going to be, that's 0.5, so that's 0.6. So that's going to be my slope right there. Right here, oh, it's got very, very, very little slope. So it goes like over 1 and up 0.2. So that's right around there. And then I'm just going to sort of keep working my way across. Right here, it says that's probably the same thing as probably -0.2. Somewhere right there is like -0.2. And right there, it probably drops about -0.5. So -0.5. right about there, it's dropping at about negative 0.3-ish, somewhere like that. And then sort of right in this area, oh, it's probably only going up by a tiny little bit. Down here, it's going down about negative 0.5 right there. Right there, it's going about, that's a little bit more than 1. Going down negative, a little bit more than 1. Right there, it's going about negative 0.6, something like that. And here we've got, well, we're really close to 0 right there, so it's almost 0. And then we go out from here in this region, that's about 0.8. So it's about a positive 0.8. There, right there, that's about positive 2. So right there, 1, 2. And that's, oh, I should have put that right over there. Okay. So what I've done is I've just looked at this graph and I've just estimated the slope. It's a total estimation. I just drew a squiggle and now I'm just kind of looking at the boxes and just sort of estimating what slope it's going to have, and then I kind of plot that slope. And so then if I do my slope graph, it's kind of going to go like this. And this is really, it should be a lot smoother than that. And so, well, that's really, I could probably do a much smoother job of that. It's pretty smooth in that area. Okay, so then that's my rough slope graph. So then here, this means that the slope is positive, graph is going up. Okay? Slope is decreasing. Okay? So here, the slope is positive in this region, which means that the graph is going up. The slope is decreasing, which means that the graph is leveling out. And then similarly down here, we're going to say here the slope is lowest, and so then right here, so where the slope is the lowest, that should be right about there. Where the slope is the lowest, it's the most negative, the graph is the steepest in the negative direction. It's just by coincidence that that's sort of close to an x-intercept. So this slope graph is telling me what this is doing. So if I just look here, this graph is, the graph above is going up, then the graph is going down, and then the graph is going up, then it's going down. Right there it's going down at its steepest rate, and it's still going down, and then it's going up. And right up here is where it's sort of going up at its steepest rate. Okay, that's as much as I want to say about that one. And then in my next video, we're going to start with the slope graph and we're going to start with an f prime of x graph, and we're going to go to an f of x graph. So we're going to start with the slope and then get the function from that graph.